All right, so we
I just
get.
roll ones in life, so I just forget, you know.
So if it says max benefits 3, that means you can choose 3.
All right, your house hero is Henley the Blade. In the Age of Legends, he was a wandering, supremely arrogant sword fighter who went around talking about how he was the best at swords. Turns out he actually was the best at swords and killed dozens of other heroes.
Wow.
How many bonus dice do you have in long blades?
What was that?
A ridiculous number. 4.
You don't have any in short blades?
Nope.
Wait, you have 4 bonus dice in swords, Kai?
No, he has 4 in
Oh,
long.
he does? What the... Man, I just want to be...
I don't even know how the system works.
Yeah, don't worry. You're going to be really good at fighting. I just don't know how much fighting we're going to do. But you're going to be great at it.
I mean,
awesome.
He's an anointed knight, and I'm gonna play him like I do my normal characters, where he's the goody two shoes out of combat and completely oblivious to everything.
In the defense,
I'm basically creating a paladin in Game of Thrones, and I have no
I
idea
was just
if he can
thinking
survive.
that. You're gonna die. This is Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
you know what
I
happens
know.
to the first paladin character? He got beheaded in the first season.
I told you, I'm not optimizing here. I'm just trying to create a character.
Yeah, whatever. As long as it's fun, you know. As long
I'm
as
not
it's
optimizing six fighting.
There's so many other ways to screw him over, though.
Let's see. You just need to write a full backstory for Arthur, like a little bit of a bio, just like why you're this good. That's what I was planning to do.
Yeah.
At least some justification for the skills.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to put them up that high, though, when it gives you the opportunity. Like they're really cheap, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. Thing is, they're cheap, and there's not a penalty for focusing it on one thing.
I think it's probably just the Pathfinder mindset me and Eric are sticking to too hard.
Tibaria's Cold Start. Interesting.
Attractive. That'd be an interesting, interesting maester. Better yet, she was attractive, but have the shaved head look with the hair on the side. Contradictory.
Sponsor. What is the effect of that?
No way. No, there's a character I have in mind. Hold on, I have to find an anime picture.
Can anyone find the effect of sponsor? I'm looking through and I can't see it.
What are you looking for?
There's no real effect. Like the game, he helps you out. Like just
yeah, there's no effect. So it's basically someone who's like, "You're my knight."
All right.
If someone messes with you, call me. If you need help, call me. If I need help, I call you. My flaw is that I'm flawless. Bitch, I'm flawless. Is everyone getting close to wrapping up both flaws and benefits?
Yes, the flaws, no to benefits. I'm not going to choose extra flaws.
Alright, well, you know what? Kai, why don't you introduce your character, since it sounds like you're completely done. You've probably got several paragraphs you've written over the last 6 months.
No. But, no, Shane is just like the master at arms of the house. He was raised in the slums and just like had a hard life, but he almost died there. But the master, Jackson Stonewall, saved him like from this terrible fate, and like gave him a position at the house, and he's worked his ways up to like serve him as best as he could, doing what he really could do and fighting for him, which got him a rank as master at arms. So he's pretty good at fighting, pretty good at just like mostly all around. Yeah.
Okay. You know, this is a good question, and we might as well get it filled out now. How much actual combat do you guys want to have in this game? Because the suggested amount is not a lot. But there's a lot of characters who seem to be edging into the combat basis.
I would like to have a good amount of it.
You have a super good healer, so, I mean...
I suppose it makes sense. I mean, we've got a really good healer and a couple of...
I think 60-40, like, combat intrigue.
Keep it, yeah, I'll heal you. I'll heal the enemy as well.
I mean, in this game, when we're talking about healing, we're not talking about you cast magic. And
yeah, it's more of like mending
it's
you
like
over
they
years.
lie up in bed for 6 months.
But like I know how to do it so that you'll come back in the end.
Kai went in to do combat. I'm not surprised. You just got fucking capped, Kai. Even
Is everybody a fighty type character besides me?
Anash isn't actually.
I can fight. I am a squire. I mean, I've got 4 in fighting. So it's not that I suck at it, but I have not specialized in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can do it. I mean, I'll hold my own in a fight, but I'm not gonna be, like, the super...
She'll fight you on the moon.
Yeah. I'm a squire. Like, he's a squire. He can fight, but he's obviously got a way to go before he's a full knight, you know?
Okay.
But he's also good at, like, doing a lot of assisting stuff. Like, he's very... Like, his strongest thing is his awareness, actually. That's the only 5 I have. He's good with animals. Like he's a bonus dice in training and riding. He's also decent at hunting and stuff. With survival. And he's pretty good with. He's pretty decent at persuasion as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I've given him the attractive quality. He's kind of like a well-liked guy. He's like a distant relative, I think, of he's a Stonewall by name. So, but he's like obviously not. I mean, he's like minor nobility, distant relative, and all that. That's
yeah,
how
I mean,
he got.
he's a bastard, right? So, is that correct
I don't
or
know.
not?
No, he's not a boss. He's legitimate.
Oh, he's a legitimate heir.
Yeah, but he's
So-
like
Is he like a cousin or something?
Yeah, like a cousin kind of.
Okay.
A thing, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
He's not on the line for succession or anything. He's not gonna succeed, but obviously, his parents are dead, so Jackson Stovall obviously, gave him a place as a page to his bastard son, and yeah, he wants to be a great knight. Like he's loyal to the house. He's quite a honorable guy. Like he loves all the stories about the great knights, and he wants to be like one of those great knights that he hears all these stories about and sees at the tournament.
So I'm interested. You said that your parents are dead. Do you have any, like, close living relatives who you are, tight with?
Oh no, he doesn't have any closer. Yeah, exactly. So like the closest thing he looks at up to like I forget whose character is it. That's
The knight, Eric's, Michael Stone.
Eric, yeah. So yeah, he really looks up to Eric's character. He's a fantastic swordsman. Like he thinks it's really cool that he's a squire to this great swordsman, And like yeah, he'd probably be like quite proud of it. And be like, yeah, who I. Yeah.
Do you have any friends in Markarth?
Yeah, definitely. I think he'd be like friends with like the kennel master and the stable master because he likes horses and animals a lot. So he'll be friendly with those guys.
Okay.
I might even help out like with them a lot if he has any free
Yeah, I
time.
mean you're a squire, so you're probably doing both.
Yeah, I'm there a lot. Like,
them.
yeah.
Get your
Exactly.
job done.
Yeah.
Kai, I have the same questions for you. Do you have any family there? In Markarth?
No, because I was like in sometimes they are my only thing. Like, yeah, no.
Okay, all right. What about friends?
Friends, probably just friends with most of the staff. Nothing special.
So you're a sociopath. I'm just saying, it's remarkable. This is going to be another whole party of people who's like, no, I don't have any connections to anyone around me. I just, I'm a lone wolf in a party full of lone wolves.
No, he's friends with people. I just don't know of anyone who like special right now. I just haven't come up.
Yeah, you don't have
special
anyone.
thing. I haven't come up.
Would you say that you're kind of guarded as a person then? Like,
No,
you don't get close to anybody.
No, he's pretty open.
Okay.
I'm trying not to make a sociopath this time.
Okay, well, you got one foot in the door. All right. It's all right.
One foot.
Eric, I want to jump to you. Do you have any living family and friends beyond, your father?
Wait, you're saying that people.
I mean, clearly I've got my father. I suspect mother is still alive. She is probably. She's been retired to a farm far away from the castle.
Yeah, she lives in the valley.
Yep. And from the sounds of it, sounds like Dad got around. So I suspect I have a lot of siblings.
Are you friends? Are you close friends with any of them?
Um, I suspect I'm friendly with a decent number of them. I mean, it's not there. It's sort of a common experience. It's not like we're fighting over an inheritance or anything like that.
Yeah.
So there's nothing dividing us in that way. So I think I'm probably pretty friendly with them.
Okay. You have any other friends beyond your siblings?
So I think that my character has gone out into the world to do a lot of obvious sword training. So perhaps he has some sort of master that he learned from that he really looks up to.
Okay. What's that person's name?
In the book, is there any region that's well known for being
Ravosi.
Ravosi? Let's see, what's
And
a
maybe
Ravosi?
you know a lot of different kinds of styles of fighting. I don't know if you'd have one master, but yeah, you probably have like.
And
different
so,
with your
I mean, in
dad.
Game of Thrones, they definitely only have one. Like, if someone who masters more than one sword style is really unusual. So, in that, George R. R. Martin kept it much like sword fighting and martial arts was until Bruce Lee came around, wherein everyone was like, "No, I follow this particular school. We fought this way for several hundred years. There's no reason to deviate from this style."
Yeah, I guess.
Can I throw out a name here? Darius, and he's from Bravosi, so he's like Italianish. He's like, "I am Master Darius. I am a sword master. I have trained you, my young knight. Now it is time for you to go out and get anointed."
Inigo Montoya?
No,
Darius
his name's
Montoya?
just Darius. Just Darius. He doesn't have a second name.
All right.
I have another question, and this one is pretty important. What septon or sept or septa did you go to get anointed from, since you don't actually have one in Markarth? And this is a really personal choice, right? Because, these are the people who, like, choose your future for you.
So, I play a fairly paladinish-like character.
Yeah.
Is there any that would be appropriate for that? So you're talking about which god I'm serving?
Well, kind of.
7.
Do you have
Yeah.
one of the 7 that you follow more than the others? But more importantly, it sounds like you are actually truly pious, so perhaps you went to King's Landing.
Yeah, I think the Great Sept of Belo. Was it Belo? Is that his name? Yeah.
Yeah, so you got, like,
Belo.
anointed in front of, like, thousands of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you,
what was
travel
the name
to-
of that?
It's called the Great
Septon.
Sept. And
Great Sept.
out of the 7, you're probably a follower of the warrior. Just because,
Makes sense.
I'm just saying the warrior seems to fit pretty easily.
Yeah. More than a little bit.
I've always been a fan of the stranger myself, but yeah, okay, I think we got that filled out. Brahma, how are you doing?
Everything up to starting possessions, so
Okay.
I'm starting to understand things.
Well, let's talk about family and friends, buddy.
No family, but
Hey,
friends.
tell me more.
So at a very young age, young enough that he knew a little bit about the world, but not young enough, not old enough that he could basically have studied in anything. He was a part of a not yet named terrible plague, of which he witnessed friends and family all around him succumbing to terrible diseases, things like arms falling off, that kind of thing. So like
Like leprosy. Super
like leprosy. Like a plague of leprosy. That I'm thinking of a mix of like the Black Death and leprosy. In a very small community, probably didn't get out very much, but he was at the very center of it all. And very few, if only him, lived through it. For some reason, he has a very good health.
Okay.
And having witnessed this event, and not only witnessed it, but lived through it, his entire time during it was trying to help his family survive it, using what little knowledge he had, and going to the doctor of the community, asking him what he could do to help. Not being able to do anything due to his lack of knowledge drove him to this mindset of having to stop this from happening to anybody else, and also that if he ever sees someone in pain, like he's seen them up to this point, he doesn't want to leave them alone. Since then, he's studied, using his time practically only for studying healing or gaining other knowledge that would help him in that field. Actually, one of his knowledge focuses is alchemy. And he's also dabbled in either magic or nature. I'm not sure yet.
To
help him in this.
Do magic.
Okay, I'll stick with nature then.
Don't want to do magic.
Gonna
have to bring out a whole other rule book for that one.
I will not touch on it.
For one thing, magic isn't even back in the world yet. So
okay. And his efforts have brought him to basically becoming a maester at a very young age due to his not necessarily that he's as well knowledgeable as other maesters in all fields, but in terms of healing, not only for his age, but overall, he's one of the best known in the land.
Okay. Which brings me back to the question I actually asked was, do you have any friends?
I believe he probably has a lot of friends, actually.
Can you name one or two that you have within Markarth outside of your...
Sounds like a lot of people like you after healing them.
But I'm looking to get ties to the world. So
yes. For one, I imagine that he also, since he's a maester of the house, I imagine he handles frivolous things too.
Yeah,
or like simple
you would
things,
do you would do accounting and sending ravens.
And like if the gets around king were to develop a rash, for example, it would be my duty to tend to that kind of thing. So, definitely friends with the master Jackson.
Yeah. Okay.
I imagine. It's hard. I want to think of some enemies too, though, because like.
So, say you have an old school rival.
What?
Yeah.
You could take Nemesis as a flaw.
Oh, I could take Nemesis instead.
I would have to make a whole entire character, but I would be willing to do that to confound and destroy you. I would be a little concerned as to what exactly you did that someone literally wants to destroy you. Especially since you're like a dude that's like, I'm just going to heal you and read a book later.
Well, let's say you were so focused on healing that perhaps your testing method wasn't the most ethical.
I like that idea.
He did save someone. Maybe it's someone he tried to save, but he couldn't save them, and someone blamed him for... I like
the idea of having a more mental drawback, like Eric was suggesting. Like maybe, like in my studies of trying to figure out how something worked, I knew like, well, this person is unrecoverable. It is impossible for him to be healed. I asked him, "Do you want to help me in my studies?" And like, then like in my kind tone, like it'll help the people of this world, though your life will be lost. They say yes, but the procedures done to them is absolutely like painful.
Yeah. Now, just for posterity's purposes, tell me how much this hurts.
Yes.
I feel like we're just turning Game of Thrones into Princess Bride.
I would not mind this path at all. Please tell me there is a Lord Humperdinck around.
There isn't, but I might have to make
some other things will be like, because of his like habits of trying to help everybody he can, that kind of a yes man, I feel like he doesn't have time for everybody. So like he's always busy helping somebody here or somebody there.
You don't have very many close friends, you just have like a wide pool of friends.
Yeah.
Interesting. So once again, I can't pin any names out of anybody.
Well, you did get some names out of me.
Do you actually have any friends? The answer for all of you was no.
I said yes.
No.
Oh yeah, you did. You said Kennel Master and Stable Master. My bad.
Michael said yes.
You said you have a lot of siblings and that you're friendly with them, but you couldn't
Um,
actually name any.
Friends with them, and then I'm friends with my
Your master,
master.
Darius. So is he still around, or did he like go to train somebody else who's like not as skilled as you?
He
You've
is not.
probably surpassed him, right? You're above the
He's not
master
in
level.
the area. In the area, he's probably. I'd imagine he's maybe a little elderly at this point, so he's sort of like kind of retired and sort of imagine like the sensei going around and like whacking the guys with their stick
Yeah.
to correct their posture. That's kind of what he
Like
does these
Mr.
days.
Miyagi with his
You go to
godly.
Mr. Miyagi. I actually go to the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where he learns Muay Thai, and the guy like has these sticks, and he's purposely using the sticks to move his hands like that. So he's like using the sticks to change his wrist positions. Yeah, he could be Mr. Miyagi if we didn't want to go Thailand.
On that note, actually, I think he would probably be very much friends with other people that he works with a lot. So, like, is there like, what's the religion, the core religion of
The
The
seven.
warrior.
the seven?
Faith of the Seven.
So, if there's like a religious man
I
of
suspect
Markarth.
if there is a priest in the area, I'm friendly with him, and I think there's at least
There's
one or
probably a
two
woman priest
other.
that's a septa.
There's probably at least one or two other sirs, anointed knights who I think are very pious that I'm friendly with.
Okay, I'm gonna drop a name.
Okay.
For the I don't know what you call the core religious man, the core monk or something of the.
Septa. I think it should be a woman, right?
Okay.
We've got a lot of male characters here.
Oh yeah.
And the seps are typically run by women, I think, in Game of Thrones. Actually,
Oh, you can have septons as well.
you can have
They're high
septons, but I think
Okay.
all right. If you want to have a septon, we can.
I mean, I don't have a
No
preference.
reason to
no,
diversify. the
Edwina.
cast.
We'll just call a female Edwina then. For
Sounds
Septon
good.
Edwina. Okay.
yes, as a person that I'm very good friends with, just because our goals commonly align.
So, Septa Edwina, she's not associated with the house, and there's no actual like sept here. They've intentionally not built one. So she just comes to like help the people pray and like find the faith of the seven. She probably has like a medium-sized crystal that people pray around when the sun comes down on it. But there's no actual septon or sept to go to.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Does everyone feel like they're done possessions, done everything? Ready to get started?
Yeah.
Not possessions. I went out on a rant.
Sessions I haven't done. I actually want to talk to you about that.
Okay.
So I've got an animal cohort.
Yep.
That's one of the benefits I've taken. Normally I would have a round C. So should that animal cohort be a round C? Because I'm a squire. I don't know if I'd have a better one for some reason. But
No, you
actually,
could have like there are better horses like
the first one there's Destriers.
yeah,
Destriers,
destriers
right.
and coursers.
Yeah. So I don't know if I could have one of those.
I think they have a cost somewhere.
What is the
Yeah,
drive?
Like a Corsa, so I think it's like it's considerably more expensive than having a round six. Like a round six 50 silver tags, and I think like 300 or 400. If you do a search,
Yeah. So it would cut. It's way more money than I think you have to upgrade
Yeah,
to
I
one of the
think-
better horses.
yeah. So I think can my animal cohort be my round C? Is
Yeah,
the
sure.
one I wanted, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what benefit does that give you before I say yes and you somehow turn it into a
It's-
vampiric super round C?
No, it doesn't. It's nothing. It's just you pick one of these animals, and that's your animal cohort. That's it. It can be a dog. It can be a wolf. It can be a shadow cat. It could be a horse.
Okay.
So
So yours is
I'm
gonna
just-
be a horse. It's a round C. Sure.
be my horse,
Yeah, your
Yeah.
horse just follows you around.
and it gives me a benefit in combat. That's it. I get
Yep.
one extra die.
It's extremely
whenever that
loyal to you. So long as you're adjacent, you gain one. Yeah.
It's nothing broken at all. It's
Yeah.
just-
Okay.
yeah.
My
and
question before. Sorry, go ahead.
how much money would I have? Because I don't know what kind of armor I would have. Is what I want to know.
I think it tells you.
How much
underneath.
expensive in this game?
That was my question as well. I'm looking at like where it tells you roll for it, but I don't see the roll. Or how do you roll it? Is it that formula you put down earlier?
I'm just using the base version they gave us.
Age, blah, blah, coin.
They give you, how much money do they give you, or is it just like as per your?
I think you make a status roll in order to start with it.
So
You
good
roll a
example.
status test. This is how many gold dragons you start with to purchase. So you would be rolling however many d6 your status is.
And,
Yeah,
and so like if you have a status of 3, you'd roll 3d6.
Yep.
Okay.
That would be how many dragons you get.
Yeah, so
Is
I'm
there
just using the base that they give me for the Anointed Knight.
Is there any division? Like what's the difficulty part of that equation you
There's
put
no
before?
difficulty. You're just rolling 3d6.
3d6, and that's how many gold dragons you get. Okay.
The division you're going to be doing is breaking that into smaller pieces, breaking the money down. They have some pretty specific math revolving around that.
Yeah.
Derived statistics sounds like something that you don't need to do immediately, since it's going to be like during roleplay we could figure it out.
Yes.
Then what is things that you can buy? I'll find it in the table of
Page
contents.
158.
Thank you.
So just to convert easy, I think a gold dragon is 240 silver stag.
You guys
That you-
probably use moons as your local currency, so...
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Can we just use silver stags to make life easy? Because
You can use whatever you want.
Push.
I'll probably be changing all of the currencies around. You'll be talking to some guy, and he's like, "Ah, yes, how much is that in pennies?" And the next guy is along like, "Oh, we're in the Vale, son. You should only be doing things in moons." Someone else comes
How many
up and
times
says,
I
"I
need to-
only take things in fractions of gold dragons."
I am going to create a formula since I'm the maester.
Wow, that's so recursive. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Is everyone ready to get started?
I think so.
All right, so we've got, we have your castle coming out of the side of a mountain, and there's all sorts of clockwork shit around it. It's a reference to the show if you haven't watched it yet. All right, we lost Anash. We were going to get started, but now we're immediately stopping. All those clockwork things immediately start folding back down. Nope, we definitely lost him completely.
Restart call.
Sweet. Bzz. Boom. All right, so pennies to half pennies. Half groat is it 2 pennies? Groat
got
is
your
4
back, Anash?
pennies. Star is 8 pennies.
yeah, I don't know. The sound went really weird, so I thought maybe it was.
Your camera's
Oh,
off
I
too.
was-
Yeah, your camera went off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Stag
there we
is
go.
7 stars or 56 pennies. Moon.
All right, so we begin with Jackson Stonewall, Lord of Markarth, sitting heavily on his throne of gray stone, just in a position of headache and pain, and furs from the cold weather around him, the scent of mildew from the constant mists at this altitude. And he slams his fist down, left fist on the throne, and is like, "Send him in! Send my bastard in!" And that's when the large stone doors creak open heavily as 2 guards with pikes, open them inwardly, and mists flow into the chamber, and there's a man silhouetted. And we get our first look at Sir Michael Stone. What do you look like, Michael Stone?
Trying to find that picture that I used previously.
Tell us what you look like.
So he's a very average. So He's not tall, not short. He's very average, but you can tell that he is very built in terms of, so not muscle man, but